news, disability news. It's news and views for you. It's disability news. Coming up on today's episode of Disability News, access denied as BBC journalist is told no guide dogs allowed. Fight to fly, disability activists demand for inclusion. Climbing to victory, conquering all-terrain in a new all-terrain wheelchair. Pushing for progress, campaign for better prosthetics on the NHS. Hello my wonderful friends and welcome back to another episode of Disability News. If you have missed any of my previous episodes of Disability News, I will leave them all linked down below so you can catch up. If you are new here, hello, my name is Jem and this is my channel Wheels No Heels. It's dedicated to disability lifestyle, travel, news and reviews. So if that sounds like good stuff to you, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Now, our first story has been sent in by a viewer, so thank you very much for sending this one in. A blind BBC journalist has described as being turned away from a Sainsbury's store with his guide dog as disgusting. Shaun, who has used a guide dog for around 25 years, shared a video online showing his encounter at Great Portland Street store in central London.
Imagine about. Yeah, can I have a chat? Do you mind?
In the clip, he is heard telling a security guard and another member of staff,
I've just been told no guide dog allowed, no?
He added, "The funny thing is my guide dog just went the wrong way."
Going for the crossing, I didn't even originally realise it was Sainsbury's, but that was disgusting.
After the guard apologised, Dilly tells the staff,
Imagine you could not see and some idiot comes up to you and says you're not allowed in with a dog, no animals allowed. My goodness, I'll go somewhere else, thank you.
Dilly says that it was a training issue and added, "I wasn't looking for it. I was just going on my way home and I was very tired." Under the Equality Act 2010, it is illegal to refuse access to a disabled person with their guide dog, except in exceptional circumstances. This includes access to shops, restaurants, hotels, banks, libraries and taxis. Now, I would love to know in the comments if you have had any experience like this, and if you have, what advice would you give someone who may encounter this situation for the first time? In a statement, a Sainsbury's spokesperson said, "We are in touch with Mr. Dilly to tell him how sorry we are for this experience. We hope to welcome him back to our Great Portland Street branch so that we can personally reassure him that assistance dogs are welcome in all our stores." I'm glad to see that Sainsbury's did act upon this so quickly, and I just hope that disability awareness training isn't going to be an afterthought anymore. Flying into our next story, we have some fantastic news for disabled passengers in the world of air travel. And it's about time. Nearly every episode of Disability News, I cover something disability flight related. But here's the scoop. The UK government has just launched a new expert team, the Aviation Accessibility Task and Finish Group, dedicated to making air travel safe, more dignified and inclusive for disabled passengers. This initiative was announced by the Transport Secretary Louise. Let me say that again. This initiative was announced by Transport Secretary Louise Hay at Manchester Airport on November the 7th, 2014. Sorry, that's the perils of dyslexia. It was 2024. Hang on. 2024, November the 7th, 2024. Leading the charge is no other than incredible ex-Paralympian and accessibility champion Baroness Tarni Gray-Thompson. And working alongside her is Sophie Morgan, presenter and co-founder of the global disability group Rights on Flights, whose advocacy and powerful documentary Fight to Fly have already helped bring urgent accessibility issues in aviation to light. So what is is this task force all about? Over the next 9 months, they'll be tackling the most common barriers that disabled passengers face. Here's what they are focusing on: getting timely assistance to disabled passengers on board, proper handling and care of wheelchairs and other essential equipment, enhancing customer service and sensitivity to passengers with disabilities, ensuring there is access to toilet facilities and clear information for all passengers. Now, you may remember in last episode of Disability News, I covered Frank Gardner.
I had to crawl on my backside along the floor of the aircraft.
And you can watch that video here. What is especially exciting about this is the team isn't just industry insiders. It's partnerships between consumers, disability advocates, and airline industry giants like Jet2, Virgin Atlantic, Ryanair, BA, as well as top UK airports including Manchester and Glasgow. That means real voices with real lived experiences are front and centre, ensuring meaningful, lasting improvements are made. Here's what Baroness Tanni Gray-Thompson had to say. I look forward to working with disabled people, industry experts and the Department for Transport to improve access to flying. Every passenger deserves respect and a smooth travel experience. And Sophie Morgan added,
I love what we're calling this. It's not just the task force, it's a finishing group. We are going to be creating solutions or expediting solutions that already exist. So it's not just about us sitting around the table and talking about all the problems that we face. This is about getting the people together that can make decisions and holding the airlines and the airports to account and making sure that these problems stop, because enough is enough.
It's so encouraging to see the industry, government and advocates joining forces to ensure that every single passenger, no matter what their needs, can travel with dignity and ease. What do you think? I think this all sounds fantastic. I just hope that it will be recognised globally going forward. Climbing into the next story. Have you ever dreamed of summiting a mountain entirely on your own in a power chair? No, me neither. But rock engineering and pioneering adventurer Nick Wilson, aka the Disabled Adventurer, are making it a reality. Rock Engineering's new rock climber isn't just a powered mobility chair. It's an all-terrain beast built to take wheelchair adventurers to new heights. Every year, Back Up, a spinal charity, hosts the Chair Pull on Mount Snowden, where teams pull people in wheelchairs up the mountain together. And while these events are incredible and they raise a lot of money and awareness, they rely on a whole team of people. But the rock climber is all about one thing: empowering adventurers to take on mountains independently and unaided. Nick Wilson and Rock Engineering believe they've got the solution. The Rock Climber, a powerful, all-new e-mobility chair designed from the ground up to make truly independent mountain climbing possible. And in July 24, Nick did just that, setting a new record on Mount Snowden without assistance. Now that's a serious achievement. I've actually been up Snowden. You can watch the video here, but we took a much more relaxed, scenic route on the railway. Now, this wasn't any easy ride. Nick's challenge was to climb Mount Snowden's Llanbris path without the help of support team lifting him or pulling him and his chair over obstacles. Think huge rock steps half a metre high that Nick tackled solo, thanks to Rock Climber's rugged design. Rock Climber's power isn't just for show. It's packed with over 1,500 Newton meters of torque. That's what lets it handle extreme climbs and those massive obstacles. This chair is all about independence, freedom, and empowering the user to explore on their own terms. Each rock climber is handmade in Rock Engineering's workshop, which is located in the heart of Motorsport Valley in Northamptonshire. Every chair is fully custom built and customizable to fit each adventurer's specific needs and preferences. Rock Engineering's mission with Rock Climber is about so much more than just tackling mountains. It's about creating solutions for real-world accessibility challenges and helping wheelchair users experience the freedom of adventure by creating new technologies which can be used in other power chairs. For example, its extending wheelbase. It can extend by 400 millimeters, making it more stable on inclines and fairing terrains.
Give it a go, Nick. Going up these stairs makes it look absolutely easy.
Now, these look like a lot of fun and I would love to try one out, although I'm not entirely sure it would fit into my everyday lifestyle, and I'm sure there is quite a hefty price tag. But these chairs look like the UK's equivalent of Zach and Cambry's Not a Wheelchair rig, which I briefly spoke about in this video in another episode of Disability News. I really love the look of these, and although they may not fit into my everyday lifestyle and the price is not quite there for me, it would be great to be able to maybe have places where you can hire these, at like, you know, zip welding or off-roading events, or just so you can get out and have some fun.
I say that wheelchairs give you independence. This gives you sheer joy and freedom.
Let me know what you think of these down below. Lord McKinley of Richborough. It sounds like a Robin Hood character, but he's not. Lord McKinley of Richborough, who is a former MP, lost both of his hands and feet following a severe battle with sepsis. We'll meet with the Health Secretary, Wes Streeting, to push for improvement in limb loss support on the NHS. Joining Lord McKinley are Paralympic gold medalist Richard Whitehead and young campaigner Tony Hudgell, a 10-year-old boy who lost his legs due to abuse he endured as a baby. This meeting, held in the House of Lords, was sparked by Lord McKinley's inspiration from both the Paralympic Games and Tony's story. Lord McKinley, who describes himself as the first bionic MP, was fitted with prosthetic hands and legs after surviving sepsis last September. As he learned to walk again, he became deeply aware of the limitations many people face when it comes to NHS-provided prosthetics. Now, Lord McKinley says that he was fortunate enough to be able to afford high-quality prosthetic limbs when he needed them. But he knows this isn't an option for everyone, and says that we have to do better for those who rely on the NHS for support, from kids like Tony to everyday people striving for independence. Paralympic athlete Richard Whitehead has long voiced his concerns about the quality of NHS prosthetics, which he argues are not fit for purpose for athletes. He says current offerings restrict movement and can cause discomfort, impacting the next generation of British Paralympians. Richard goes on to say, for elite athletes, the right prosthetics can make a world of difference. He says we need solutions that support full mobility without irritation or pain. If we want future gold medalists, we need prosthetics that can keep up. And this kind of runs parallel with wheelchairs that we get provided on the NHS. Sometimes they're not fit for purpose and they can be very bulky and clunky and difficult for us to get around. The NHS currently does not routinely provide sports prosthetics for adults, instead suggesting that many activities suggesting that many activities are possible without specialised limbs. But for many, standard prosthetics are simply not enough. I mean, we've seen those blades and people who run on them can absolutely do wonders. And, you know, it's the same with wheelchairs. Once I was able to get my custom lightweight wheelchair, my life became a lot more freeing and moving around was a lot more comfortable. As Lord McKinley heads into the meeting, he hopes it will be the first of many aimed at advocating for better limb replacement options for all young and old. He's determined to use his new position in the House of Lords to raise awareness and spark change. This is just the beginning. There are thousands in the UK who could benefit from improved limb loss support. The meeting that is taking place is a step towards making sure they get it right. The Department of Health and Social Care has yet to comment on the meeting's discussions, but I will keep you updated if and when more details emerge. So make sure you subscribe to my channel for all of the latest updates in disability news. And I hope to see a lot more MPs in the Houses of Parliament who have disabilities to help advocate for all people with disabilities for a better future going forward. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Disability News. Make sure to leave a comment down below on all of the topics that we have discussed. We make sure to read as many and respond to as many as we can. And if you have a story you think that we should be discussing on Disability News, you can always email me or DM me over on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye!